Okay, this is a quick tutorial on how to pre-submit for BPA. You are going to start out on bpa.org to submit, but before that there's a couple steps that you need to make sure that you do so that you don't cost yourself a chance in your competition. So number one, every competition requires that you either enter through a team entry form if you're on a team contest or an individual entry form. And you're going to be able to find that by opening up the actual document that goes to your competition, which is really important to pay attention. So as you're reading through all the requirements for your competition, you're going to get down to the specifications. It says this is a pre-submitted event, and to see instructions for submission. So this particular competition, digital media production, requires an individual entry form, including a clickable URL, a works cited, a release form combined into a single PDF. This is the step that a lot of people have missed in the last year, so you have to make sure you do these things. I'll kind of walk you through how to do these. So if we go back to the individual entry form, this needs to all be typed. Okay, handwritten incomplete forms will not be accepted, right there in bold, and a lot of people miss that. So you're going to type out your event number, your event name, the date, what software you used, and then the URL. So what it means by URL, digital media production requires that you create a video. So you're going to submit a YouTube link, a Vimeo link, or a link to a cloud service like Google Drive that's set to public sharing so that the judges are able to watch it. So make sure that that link is copied in there correctly and that you check it before you submit it. You're then going to type in your name, your contestant number, grade, everything else down the line. You can then use pen to sign this, but it will need to be scanned and re-uploaded, or you can use an app like Notability that you can do all this digitally in one shot. So make sure you have all that taken care of. Now, believe it's new for this year, is the works cited page. So where do you find the works cited page? You can get that in the style and reference manual. It's actually on page 27 if you scroll down here into the table of contents. And I've actually already pulled this document out separately rather than scroll through. So the works cited looks like this. This is the example. It gives you all the top margin, side margin, body spacing, everything you need to know about how your works cited. So if you're citing any work, I believe you have to also include it and cite yourself. If you have to cite anything, you have to put this in there as well. So the next, a lot of times people do not know how to put all this together. So again, you can use an app like Notability and export it, or you can use, if you have Adobe Acrobat Pro, I'm going to come up to File, Create, and I'm going to create a combine files into a single PDF. And so when I do that, I would make sure that I made either a team or individual entry form first. Now again, this would have already been all typed out by you. So I'm going to type in my individual entry form. The release forms, if you have anyone that appears in your videos, you need to have these typed out as well. Again, this form must be completed for all events as specified by the guidelines, and release forms may be handwritten. These are the only form that can be handwritten, but if it's illegible, then you cannot actually submit it. So it needs to be either typed out in advance with Notability and then signed electronically, or just write very neatly. So I'll drag in my release form. I would have then filled out my works cited. So I've got, if I go back to digital media again, I've got my individual entry form, which would have had my URL from YouTube, my works cited and release form combined to a single PDF. So now in Acrobat, I'm going to come up top and hit Combine. Okay. And as I scroll through now, it will show all the different documents into one PDF. So I need to save these out. They've been merged into one. So just save as. And I would suggest that you name it with your BPA number. So the person that's going to be submitting it. So maybe 06. I have a student that I'm borrowing his number. 0259 0046. And then I'm going to put an underscore, and I'm going to put digital media. Okay, so very specific. This is my student ID number. This is the competition I'm saving or entering as, and I will press save. Okay, so once that's done, I can go ahead and close that out. I'm going to go back to the BPA website, and I'm going to log in. You do need to be logged in order to submit. So I will use his number. And his password. And I'll press login. Okay, so once we are logged in, and again, you'll see that you're logged in by seeing your number being pressed in, so to speak. I'm going to come to compete, and I'm going to click on the blue link that says pre-submit. Okay, if you are submitting for something like a virtual event, or if you have made it all the way to nationals, you will click on this red form. If you're competing, or this red link, I'm sorry. If you are competing in regionals, or if you're competing in state, you come to the drop box, and people have accidentally done this one way or the other. So we confirm that you're submitting documents for this username. I'm going to come down to choose your conference, and we happen to be Ohio Region 11. Now I'm going to choose the event that I'm submitting for, so I will choose digital media production because that's what we filled out. And then now it says, please note you can upload a maximum of 5 files, but in the instance of digital media, I only need to submit 1 document, so I'm going to hit choose file. I believe I saved that to my desktop. Here it is. I'll hit spacebar to preview it. My individual entry form with the works cited and the release form. Okay. So I'll press choose. I would then type in my name, and I would type in my email. Okay. When I'm done with that, I would press submit, and I have submitted to our regional event. So it's very important that you pay attention to those steps. Feel free to review the video again if part of it does not make sense.